All right, everybody, super quick video. This is actually my first garage door client. Now, I've worked in home services before, but I've never actually done this particular niche, so I thought it'd be a good one to show off as far as being able to implement the same strategies on other verticals. So if you're following my content on local client takeover as well as Web 20 ranker, you'll know that I'm putting out all sorts of different strategies and ideas that you can implement into your campaigns. And I'll go through and actually break down how I was able to generate this result in only 30 days. So remember, this is the first 30 days of the campaign. So let's take a look at some deliverables. So I redacted this report. This is actually the same report that I'd be sending out to the client as a monthly level. Now, some of you guys might be very shocked to see that there's no super crazy high technical information here. Guess what? It's a garage door business. They don't really care about that stuff. They care about the metrics that are important to them. So this is how I put it all together. So work performed, this starts very plainly with a log of different technical items that we've actually done to the website side. So at this point, you can see that we've actually messed with their website quite a bit, even though we still have yet to add any more content outside of just some blog posts to it. So there's still obviously a lot planned for the on page of the website, but you can see we've already started by doing a quick migration to a high-speed server of my choice. Obviously, setting up SMTP being the first thing to be done there as far as migrating somebody to your server. And gaining access to the GBP, setting up the geogrids, and you can see that I went straight into Yext as the first thing as far as getting all those citations established. For all my clients, I provide the highest package available through Yext. I am an official Yext reseller, so I make sure to give everybody or basically pass along my savings to all of my clients. So you do get all the goodies from Yext, all of the locked-in citations and data aggregators done for them. Now I think this was a service-based business, so the data aggregators don't really apply for them. Something worth noting there. So website updates, you'll see the very first things I did as soon as I gained access to the website is I migrated it from Yoast to SEO Press, and I installed WP Code. This is a bit of a newer plugin that I've been using to automate, or maybe not automate just yet, but get a lot of creative little snippets of code across different places without having to basically reach out to a dev team or without having to do it myself. So of course, one of the first things I do when I scan through the site is look for any pages that are irrelevant, and I go ahead and just delete those. So obviously you would want to pay attention to redirects depending on if it had traffic, so on and so forth. In this case, I can't exactly remember if I needed to do any redirects. I don't think any of these were even really on the index of Google at all. So I just want to wipe them out. So we can see already a little bit of evidence of having to reach back to the client for more information. So this is something that I highly recommend for a lot of people. I do see a lot of people that sign on a client and just kind of hire people and just say, go, do SEO busy work. But there's always a level of communication that's still needed as far as what all services or what all brands you offer, how do you want your brand to be displayed online, and for that I separately have discussed how I like to manage that. I do a questionnaire month one. It is a whole questionnaire with a bunch of questions to ask people basically different things to understand how their business is different than others, but I find that within the questionnaire process, the business owners are able to basically give you more details than if you just throw them to an intake form of some kind. So there's competitor research being done, which I did to choose the first blog topic. So no, you do not want to go to ChatGPT and say, give me random topics for garage door business. That's busy work. We're not doing busy work. We're doing meaningful work. So we carefully chose out topics based upon competitor parity. And sure, you could say we chose some easy ones to start out with, although I don't really like to think of it that way. I like to just look at competitor parity and try to get the corresponding blog post, especially in this niche. I'm not worried about competition to the same degree as in maybe legal, but I redacted some of the URLs, but we can kind of get a good idea of what topics I ended up picking out for this location. And if you do research on that location, you will end up seeing why I picked those. So links acquired for this business, I went and delivered 2 link placements, guest blog posts. I did redact those, but if you watch my course work, if you watch any of my other content, you'll see I have a way deeper a level of attention for the let's just say the acquisition of mentions for the business. So obviously using topical relevance, I kind of expanded to contribute to somebody else's website in a very meaningful way. Again, not using just AI just to generate random filler content, but actually having a solid process in place so that we can expect those guest blog posts to actually be able to gain traffic. Obviously, we don't control those domains, but we do what we can as far as our level of contribution. So obviously, I put out a press release. Now, if you are following the managed products from Web20 Ranker, you'll realize that this is a staple. Same thing with a lot of these, pieces. Obviously, I'm touching upon the website details because those are really important outside of just ordering an outsourced service. But as part of a typical GBP campaign, you do want to have a press release going out. I would say, especially when you are starting out with a newer brand. So, doing the press release, doing the links, GBP posts, so on and so forth. Here are some results. All right, so Ahrefs shows nothing too crazy. I actually didn't put, so I put a link to Google Search Console, but I didn't grab a screenshot. I was not able to confirm where the clicks came from, but it was showing twice as many clicks. Again, I have to kind of dig deeper into why it wasn't showing me where all the clicks came from, or if that's just kind of Google doing its thing. But since I was only able to see several clicks where they came from, I decided to not even screenshot it as part of the report. And obviously on Ahrefs, it's a little bit too short of a period of time to see much movements other than the obvious, jump in places mentioning the website. However, I can go ahead and show the geogrids and some insights from the GBP to wrap this up because these are the most important things. And I just realized I should probably zoom in way further into this. But we can go ahead and see. These were GIFs. These were GIFs. So these are still shots on this PDF. So let's go ahead and actually shift towards that GIF that I was showing you before. But just know that we were able to get progress. Okay, yeah, so this is actually pretty good. If you look at the thumbnails, it's a pretty good look as to the progress. So we can see here, that's where we started, and that is where we've kind of ended up. So we can already see, the maps moving across in this, for this particular business, they have just this category that's kind of doing poorly. But let's kind of do a bit of a zoomed out look for Garage Door Company. So this was the first GIF that I opened up this video with. And here we can see the actual live change that happened on the platform. So again, going from June 29th, the first shot before we did any work, to just 30 days after here, or actually less than 30 days in this case, July 20th. We can already see a very significant, so by the way, it's 10 kilometers, so this is a very large grid. This is 10 kilometers between each dot here, so we can see a tremendous increase of visibility already just from 30 days. So, of course, what does this mean for the business? Here is the most important difference here. We can see doubled call clicks comparing the previous month over the month before. So we are able to report on 100% increase. So within the first 30 days, we were able to double the inbound calls for the GBP of this garage door business. All right, thanks for watching, guys.